On with the Money Man channel. Welcome back. The topic of today is going to be owning versus leasing a car. I've owned a car and I've also leased a car. And I think based on your financial situation, one could be more beneficial than the other. I don't think there's one right or wrong. So let's get right into it. When you're leasing a car, I think the most important thing to understand is that you're not paying for long-term maintenance. And what I mean is that yes, you're paying for the oil change, but you're going to worry about getting the tires changed after 5 years. Or you're going to worry about the AC breaking down, the radio not working. Typically not, because with a lease, you're in a 2 to 3 year agreement where by the time you give that car back, it's pretty much in great condition. It's barely been used. You're keeping up with the oil changes for the most part, I would hope, and it should just be operating perfectly fine when you give it back. So on the other side, depending on what you can get for the same car, if you're trying to finance it, you can get into a sticky situation where the numbers on the lease and the finance could come out exactly the same. But the problem is you're stuck with that same car for what, 10 years, 12, maybe 15 years if you're lucky. And you're going to deal with the car breaking down eventually. You're going to deal with transmission issues. You're going to deal with the tires. You're going to deal with the car essentially breaking down, and you're going to have to pay extra if you think about it. If you get the same value of the lease agreement than you do for the finance agreement, why wouldn't you just lease and get a new car every 3 years instead of being stuck with the same car that is eventually going to break down? And by the time you put your money into all of those repairs, etc., and maintenance, you've just paid more for that same car. So let me share my screen and show you exactly, my train of thought and what I mean by all this. Now, let's assume you have a lease offer. The MSRP on the car is $30,000. They offer you, 24 months for $500 a month, and then they offer you a 36-month lease agreement for $425 a month. Now, there's a couple factors that take place, right? So how much are you going to put down payment? Right? So this is something you want to negotiate with them. In my opinion, on a lease, you want to get like 1/3 or lower or less than MSRP. And what I mean by that is, let's say that the average length of a car's lifespan is 9 years, right? Average car life expectancy is 9 years. So you want to, if you're leasing for 36 months, which is 3 years, you want to actually pay for 1/3 of this, right? So divided by 3, that's $10,000. So when you go in, you most likely want to ask for $10,000 or less for this entire length. So let's see how we can get there, okay? So if we do the math on both of these, 500 times 24, right? That would be for the 2-year term. That's $12,000, okay? If you do the 425 over 36 months, that comes out to $15,300. So look at this here. Without even considering the dealership asking you how much you want to put down, you're already going to be paying well over 1/3 for both of these. In my opinion, if you're landing here on a lease, you probably want to consider financing or owning that car or just paying it in full. And again, if we're looking at the same conditions here, it all depends on the down payment as well. So let's say down payment, let's question it. We don't know yet. In this scenario, it doesn't necessarily have to be 1/3 or less because you're going to have that car for hopefully more than 9 years. When I use 9 on the lease side, I'm, trying to get you the best deal possible. In my opinion, I think it should be 1/3 of 9 years. I think 9 years is pretty good for a car without it breaking down. I'm going to break down the payments for you guys now. So 475 times 60 is 28,000, 648. Okay, the next one is going to be 400 times 72, 28,800, and then the last one is going to be 84 times 385, 32, 340. So again, they're actually giving you the benefit of the doubt here. They're giving you 28,000, a little over for both of these agreements, but then they're going to get you with the down payment, and then here they might be able to, work with you on the down payment because the MSRP is getting jacked up over 30,000. And again, they're not going to give you these numbers here. They're not going to give you the full length value of that agreement outside of the actual document you're signing, which they might go over. They might circle and ask you to initial, but they're not going to tell you outright what that value is. So it's truly up to you to understand the length of the agreement, how many years and months you're going to get locked in, how much you're going to pay, and then the down payment is crucial because when you're working with a dealership, they're going to dance around these two numbers. They're going to dance around the monthlies and they're going to dance around the down payment. They're going to ask you how much do you want to put down, and then they're going to adjust these monthly payments based on that. If you know the MSRP is 30,000, then you want to be a little bit lower, ideally, when you're putting the down payment. If you can get the down payment for 1,000, if you don't have that much money up front, then these numbers are going to go up. If you put more than 1,000, then these numbers are going to go down. But when you do the math, you take the down payment and you add the total of the monthly payments. For example, if you wanted to get locked into this 60-month agreement plus this 5,000 down payment, you're coming out to 33,648 in total. And that's this 28,000 plus the 5,000. So you're well over MSRP. I mean, that's not bad considering like interest and things along that nature. It's actually pretty good. But again, for the lease, if we take this for example, right? Let's say for the same exact car, you don't need any money down, okay? Zero money down. Cool. Well, you're at $12,000, and in my opinion, like I said, I think the down payment should be 1/3 of MSRP. Why? Because 9 years is the average life of a car. Divide that by 3 on the MSRP, that's $10,000. So if they're going to give you zero down, and they will lock you in this price, think about if you wanted to own this car. If you multiply it by another 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, so that's that 9-year life expectancy, you're at 36,000. Why would you not want to get 3 brand new cars over 9 years, pay a little bit more than getting stuck at this $30,000 mark and be with the same car over 9 years? Again, to each his own. It truly depends on your situation and what you're looking to do. If you're going to get close enough on the lease than you are with owning the vehicle, why not get 3 new cars over the length and you don't have to deal with maintenance? So again, that's my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below and I'll get back to you.